us equally.
Speaking of showing all four of us equally, welcome to Wobbly Player Syndrome, Episode 10, 40k podcast by These Idiots on the Film, otherwise known as RLG4K. Mark is here, if you didn't hear him say he's welcoming.
Hello.
And at the top there, we have Michael. That's not a coffee.
What? No, it's totally a coffee. It's one of those new lazy yak coffees.
Excellent. And down there with something growing out of his ears, we have Anthony.
Hello. I have cheapskate phones compared to everyone else.
I've had a bit of issue with my Skype not showing everything, so I am in the top right-hand corner, locked away. I think these three are trying to tell me something, trying to put me in the back corner and make me shut up.
Okay. There?
No, it's...
Trying to point here.
Yeah. Your microphone...
Oh, you're on the other side.
Yeah.
It's flipped.
How are we all? That's good. Excellent. Well, Mark, sorry?
I haven't got beer, so I'm a bit jealous.
Yeah, as you should be. In your dirty hotel room. It's a bed vibrate.
I travel all the time. But...
Well, it does look like you're in some sleazy hotel, but, you know, the interior decoration of Mark there is very impressive.
It's very white.
We're going to call it minimalist brutalist.
Broken hill backdrop. There you go. Broken hill backdrop.
Oh, very nice. Very good. Drew that yourself.
What can I say? I live like a monk.
As he swings down his beer.
They made beer. They invented beer.
Looks like pioneered a lot of beer.
I didn't say. I just said that's as he does it. Calm down. Oh, okay, so it's December, guys. What is that all about? Only 2 more weeks left to school for the ones who have kids. That's a yay and a moment.
I hope we're having lots of games over the summer so I can escape.
Yeah, sounds good to me. All right, should we get this cast thing going? You know, it was pretty important. We need to stay on target and be really accurate.
Stay on target.
Stay on target. Listen up, you're too close.
Like us.
I love how your camera kind of shifted then.
Okay, so all right, so normally we talk about new releases as the first thing we chat about, right? We're going to skip over that and go straight into what we're waiting for this Saturday.
Beer on Friday night.
Yeah! The new release, we got to... So what was that? Chapter who? Yes, the finally long-awaited chapter approved of 2019. Just like October. just squeezing it in. So we are all hanging out for the new chapter approved. I know, Anthony, you've been following it, all the little sneak peeks.
Well, yeah, the new mission that I've been hearing about on YouTube. Very excited. No more first blood. So you can both score a sort of first blood in the first 2 battle rounds, which is pretty cool.
Okay.
And you can no longer table your opponents. You have to play the mission. So if you wipe out your opponent in the first couple of battle rounds, you still haven't scored a victory point, they still win. That is awesome. The Gunline armies have to move.
Yeah, don't mind that one.
Nice armies, Michael. They're going to be really hard to capture points because you're outnumbered by troops.
They've always had trouble capturing points, eh?
And just generally squash them.
There's boots on the ground now, so it's the number of troops around the objectives that will score. So that is really a big change in the way games will be played. There's I mean, we haven't seen the book yet. It's not here yet, and we're not on Games Workshop's radar yet. Get sent to pre-one. Hello, Games Workshop.
Matt, listen to our podcast.
That'd be awesome. Hi, Matt. But yeah, it's there's 6 new Maelstrom, 6 new Eternal War missions. There's lots of point reductions across the board for a lot of stuff. Apparently, Grey Knights do exceptionally well here. But I know just from watching YouTube, like the land raider for the custodians has dropped something like 40 points, which is pretty cool.
I think with the points drop, anything in power armor has just gone down in points. Like I saw someone leaked some couple of pages. I've just looked at the death going, oh, fun.
Yeah, I'm really hoping just normal Space Marines come down in price compared to the Primaris.
And Primaris go up?
They were, yeah. I don't know about that, but maybe, make more balance, which would be good. But yeah, look, I'm really excited for Chapter Approved. I think it's going to be a really good change. And just the battle Beta Codex is in there as well, and they're looking pretty cool. We're doing slow grow next year. I might.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about that earlier the week, the Sisters of Battle beta, and I think Michael has the same sort of opinion that beta, really? Either do it or don't.
Yeah.
I know.
Like,
So close to...
Everyone's jumping on the bandwagon with the beta thing. Like, it's come over from, video games and everything. Everyone wants to have a tiny little sneak peek ahead of the game,
It reeks of last time where they got a White Dwarf codex that was shite, and then they didn't get a real codex, and now they're doing this whole beta preview, and it's distressingly similar to the shite White Dwarf crap.
Look, I guess they're talking February for the new models to be coming out anyway, so codex is coming out at the same time. So really getting the beta for 2 months, which seems to be a bit of a why would you do that? Just give us codex already. Come on.
Yeah.
Or just do the usual, hype train rule reveal like we see for every other codex.
Yeah. So I just realised I haven't changed the title of the Twitch stream, so ignore me for a moment. Oh, you can't even see me in the tiny screen.
We're always be Greg. It's all good.
So I missed that. Yeah. Well, now we're called Wobbly Syndrome. We forgot the player. Because we're married. No, that's alright.
We're just wobbly.
Rudely player.
So, what's this chapter called? What have you done for me lately, Games Workshop?
Yeah, that was the one.
What you done for me lately?
I could rant a bit here. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, there was the roads and the sanitation. What have the Romans done for us?
Well, we'll get to that. Let's talk about stuff that we're meant to talk about makes us sound serious and know what we're doing. Everyone went silent. Absolutely appropriate.
There's a tricky beer in front of me. It's really distracting.
You're welcome. Talk show and podcast. That's what we are.
So one of the things I'm really looking forward to is the new Calgar model. I know it's a bit cheesy. They've done him into Primaris and all of that, but we needed a plastic model.
Well, I thought it was hilarious. They released a YouTube video of the years of minus cargo models. It was 4.
and everyone's been posting that meme about Abaddon.
Yeah.
With just the same model
Yeah.
all the time next.
Well, they could have brought out a new Abaddon. That would have been great.
You've got World... What is his name? World Taker. How do you take a world? Can't fit that in your pocket. Harkon World Taker? Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he looks amazing. I'd get him just to paint him, I think.
The problem with making a new Abaddon model would be they'd have to keep the design consistent so the arms fall off all the time. Like an Abaddon whose arms didn't fall off is an Abaddon.
Well, that could be the one improvement they make. They just release the same model with arms that stay on.
No, they just take the arms out of the pack. As intended.
Also, boy.
Also, boy.
Same model, just a few centimetres taller, would probably work quite well. But it's too small.
No, it's
Terminator's half the size of the old bloody Space Marine. I used to have it. I just put it next to the other figures and go, geez, Abaddon's really short.
Well, yeah, small man syndrome. I mean, what do you think?
Oh, yes, for it.
So that's the 2 minis that are coming out, and they do look nice, except for Marnius. That big ultramarine symbol on him makes it look terrible. What was that?
Well,
There's the two you want a guard for the Ultramarines as well.
Yeah.
So his bodyguard, Primaris.
Because he needs him, because he's a soft.
They look cool. They look really nice. So, start to eke out the old Space Marines a bit more.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've got, 3 Reaver models, 3 Intercessors, and if I get Calgar, then I've got more of them. So they are, even a hardcore, Primaris not buyer like me is sort of getting there.
I'm still Primaris free. I haven't got any.
No,
I
I've
don't
got.
look anymore.
They're in a box on the sprue still, so...
Count! They count!
No, they got the what's it? The 200.
if you're going to count stuff on the sprue, I've got a whole Iron Warriors army.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. But the other one that's coming out is the Vigilus campaign.
I am looking forward to that.
Yes.
It does seem very interesting. And it looks like they've got a whole bunch of lore and everything coming out with it.
Yeah.
So, it's should be pretty good.
It's about how this Harkon World Taker spanks Marnus Kargar's ass, isn't it?
Spanky.
Good,
Who
good
knows?
spanking.
I mean,
It's some niche spanking.
Evidently, Calgar's had some plastic surgery. So, who knows?
Well, the way they kind of launched it was talking about dying and being reborn or something. So it sounds like Marneus dies and gets brought back as a Primaris somehow.
Oh, soft. He has to be brought back. Falcon just comes back, mate.
I don't know. There was also that whole thing where it was like he was the first to take the plunge into this risky operation to turn regular Marines into Primaris.
To a woman.
Which is weird because they've been talking about it like since the Primaris came out that it was an option. Like it's been mentioned heaps.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, it's in the
So-
novels. So
Yeah,
it gets mentioned
maybe
a couple of novels.
maybe he's the first Ultramarine because they're weird. I don't know.
Hmm. Yeah,
That's right.
it'll be interesting. As long as they don't attack it with a hatchet, I'll be happy. But
Oh, I like the image of him walking along a catwalk and having a fight with someone, and then gets pushed into a big vat, and then comes out with big. That's how it should be.
Can't regrow him.
Are you saying that I should maybe do a bit of a Joker?
Absolutely,
smile
yeah.
on,
Big smile on his face.
go in the plane?
Put the blowtorch against one of your bottles.
Yeah, from Robocop. Help me! Help me! You get an ointment for that, mate. Oh, it's terrible. We should move on before it digresses. No, it digresses? Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Hobby progress. Michael, what have you been doing? I know what you've been doing, but no one else has. I've been stalking you.
I've built this bugger man. Like he's mostly built.
This bugger man.
Just doing his
For the people who don't have the cameras,
Oh yes, for the
podcast.
talking folks. Well, for them, what don't have the visual, I held up half of a Knight Castus Porphyrion and waved it around in front of my face like a twat. So I built that, and I painted my Knight Gallant, the Hastelud tournament I went to on the weekend.
Yes, you'll have to tell us more about that in the battle reports, because that does sound like a lot of fun. And a good reason to get a knight. Maybe not 23 knights.
I believe it's 25.
25, yeah, my bad.
Or is it 26? I legitimately lost track.
Oh, no. Oh, dear.
Just lost a couple of Titans in there, yeah.
Yeah, well, what's a couple of nights between friends, you know?
And Mark, I know it's only been 2 months since you last finished one, and you need another 8. So.
Yeah, well, I packed up all my stuff and put it off the dining table. Does that count as progress?
Absolutely. The wrong way, but... No, I think it's rather appropriate. I think the Standard Marines will be shelved, and with the Primaris coming along.
know. The Devastators still do all right.
I just did a quick count. It's 28 now.
Oh, Jesus. I mean...
2 to go to round it off. 2 to go.
When they bring out the chapter approved 2019, customise your own night.
Man.
All right, we'll have to excuse Michael for 3 minutes while he just fades off in the distance thinking about that.
Yeah, I'm just going to cover the camera.
Cover the camera.
It's the glazed look in his eye.
Oh dear, oh dear. All right, what about you, Anthony? What have you been up to in your progress of hobbiness?
I have been painting military and Tepes
Ooh.
for my Inquisition force. So
Yep.
I did the Torx Prime, which was a really cool model. Like, I really enjoyed making it and putting it together. I've got a sort of a bluey colour scheme. I'm not overly sold on it yet. I wanted a more dark, inquisitorial black ship feel. So there might be a strip and repaint coming up. I'm not sure. But at the moment, 5-man squad's ready to go to play as a bodyguard for Inquisitor Stone for
Nice.
something in the future. And I've actually gone through and stripped all the paint off all my old inquisitorial forces, repaint a lot of them.
Oh wow. We might
All
have
the
to.
priests.
All right, we'll have to take them off the best painted list then.
Stone's still up.
The custodies.
The preachers. The custodies are still fine. They're not too much effort into the custodies to do that.
Yeah.
And I think I built a chimera last night. Paul, my mate Paul, got me one for my birthday, so I
Oh, nice.
stuck that together and lots of aerials on it and stuff like that to make it a inquisitorial communication tank or something like
Yeah.
that. But as we have no rules, it's kind of just a bit.
Yeah, and that's. I'm kind of. There's not even been a hint of a Agents of the Imperium sort of codex. I've seen hints of Gene Stealers and obviously the Sisters.
Yeah, there is decks, but that's about it. And the rules are pretty boring,
Ordinary.
really, actually.
Yeah.
You either have a added Inquisitor or a one in a Terminator armor. Well, yeah, the standard one's got no vulnerable save or anything like that.
Yeah.
But
Last gun weapons are weaker than the ones in the Astra Militarum Codex, so...
And there's no characters to the
Seems
acolytes.
to be more a kill team.
But they're not in Kill Team.
Yeah, I would have thought they'd fit slot into kill team because they, you don't really have an Inquisitor army. You
Yes, you
kind
do.
Uh,
of have a team of them.
There's a cleanse ordered.
Mono-dominant.
Yeah.
Mono-dominants are all about that leading an army stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's plenty of... Well, I've got plenty of novels about where they're leading Custodes or Astra Militarum into battle. I mean, Eisen does it on Some Strange World and takes the whole leap. Even Deathwatch go with him. So, you know, the idea of Inquisition is you have lots of... You can just recruit from anywhere, essentially. But there are supposed to be inquisitorial stormtroopers and black ships and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
I'd like to see it built on a lot more, actually, because
The stories you could have with them, just,
Yeah, and I'm really getting into modifying figures a lot more and just customizing them for myself. So it's the type of stuff I like doing these days. It's just ripping apart things, putting things together with green stuff and seeing how it works and going, oh, that's pretty crap. Pumping it away and starting all over again. I've had quite a few losses to that. So, and apart from that, I converted those Age of Sigmar Chaos Warriors into the Hounds of Bannon just for the hell of it. So Space Marine eyes. That was really good fun, actually. I really enjoyed doing that. And they actually did that pretty well, I thought.
Nice.
So, chopping off eggs and barbs, adding chainsaws and backpacks and lots of green stuff. That was cool.
I know, attack chicken.
Yeah, Attack Chicken, yes, troublemaker. He loves his
But
cats.
on his he's also getting nagged by the bot.
Yes. So if you listen to the podcast, we do stream it on Twitch. And I've experimented with some of the bots. And Attack Chicken, g'day, how you going? He likes pushing the limits and making the bot break.
Yes, he likes bugging that bot.
It's all good. But
somebody's got to test it.
yeah. Well, if you have been keeping an eye out on the Twitch stream, you would have seen me doing some hobby progress with the Deathlord Terminators. We've been painting them for the last couple of weeks, and I finally got them finished. Huzzah! Hippie hurrah!
Because I saw the photos. Did you wind up varnishing the gutsy bits?
Ah, crap! No,
So you're not.
I mean, yes.
no, I did. No, I did.
Yeah.
I did the fleshy bits on the back. I don't know if he did the guts hanging out of his belly. So no, they're complete. Shut up. So I got that down, and because of our big meet on Saturday, I'm rushing to get this sorcerer on the pelican finished. The pelican, yep. The
Yobbo with a fishing rod, riding with a 6-pack of VB.
yeah, and he doesn't have nurglings, just got gulls, and they run around going mine, mine, mine.
That's sorcery, isn't it?
So the nurglings are painted. The base is pretty much, the actual pelican itself is almost done. I'm just going to do the sorcerer. I should get that done in time for Saturday, but I'm going to struggle to finish the Daemon Prince and some cultists. But there's no way I'm going to get Mortarion painted in time, so he will be coming out white on the game day. If it's a pelican, makes sense. If it's Zench, good point. But it's Nurgle, so it's one that's been hanging around in some slime. That's good. So that's what I've been doing. My hobby progress. You excited? I got some green stuff for the first time, and I just used it to make sure the pole wouldn't move.
Hey, that's a valid use.
It means the actual Nurglings don't actually have to hold up the pelican. There's a pole that will do that for them. Now they can.
Yeah, I was watching you set that up. It was quite a sneaky move there.
Yes.
It was a bit of a pro move.
I'll never accuse me of that.
I don't know. I feel like the grots should be bearing the entire weight there.
Nurglings. Grots should, because they'd just be squished. Well, you have fun with that model and make that happen. And then put a metal sorcerer on top. That's the key. It's a metal sorcerer.
You just need more nurglings.
Not going to happen. Back off.
It's like what they say about brute force, you know, if it doesn't work, you haven't used enough.
Yeah.
Fine. How's your hobby going? Yeah, shut up. Look, I'm doing more Twitch streams. I'm trying to do that more regularly. Thursdays, Tuesdays, and Sundays. Apparently Thursday comes before Tuesday. Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, yeah. About 9 o'clock onwards, so Michael's joined me a couple of times with a bit of a chinwag. Then I try to paint something serious and I go silent, and then he goes off and goes, I've got to hold this together with glue, and it gets very intense and exciting.
Lots of very slow conversation. Yeah, it's hard to have a chat conversation when you're trying to hold, like, you know, something like this piece of kit together while it glues over like 15 minutes.
Yes.
And you're concentrating and doing the whole tongue out thing.
Yeah, you're sitting going,
I have caught myself doing that a couple of times. Shut up. Yeah, at the moment, the hobby cave is in disarray because we're waiting for some plasterer to come in. He's done a runner. He hasn't come in, so I've got my monitor on my right, the camera on my left, and I'm sitting all the way about a metre away, so if I don't have an iPad in front of me to see the chat window of the stream, you see me stretching across with my old eyes. What is he saying? I don't get what you're saying. And then, fortunately, Attack Chicken's very kind and puts it in caps, and then gets abused by the bots. So, battle reports. I know you're hanging out, but I'm just going to stop you, Michael. We did last month. Was meant to have a kill team campaign going on. A few got involved. Not as many as it would have been nice, but time, life gets in the way. So I should give a shout out to the people who did get involved. It was actually good because some of my sons played, Adam's son played, so a few of the kids played, and of course they beat everyone. That's... So
It's a good way to get new players in.
yeah, the Battle of Dasuga. I played the most games, so no surprise I was on top of the ladder. Mitchell came in second using Necrons. Nathan, he played you, didn't he, Michael?
Yeah, we had a game.
Yep, and he beat you.
Oh, he done wrecked me, man.
That's how he got third.
Yeah.
Adam, the New York player in our group, he got fourth, and Alec, his son, got out fifth spot with
Orcs third,
Tau.
fourth. Jeez.
Yeah, it's Orcs third and fourth. So there you go. It was.
Don't make a table. Jesus.
I just the top five. You're obviously six.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You'll take it.
This time of year is difficult getting things organised, so hopefully we'll do that next. Oh, sorry, I'm just reading Attack Chicken again. He's talking about crack. I'm a bit, what? Not while the camera's
Apparently
on?
this is plastic crack.
That is
Apparently
it.
the
Get them
plastic
addicted.
crack together stays together.
That's it. As long as you hold it for 15 minutes, right?
Plastic. The rest is the shitter.
So I don't think there's been many games over November, but I'm going to hand over to Michael because he had a very cool weekend and involved knights with knights, and there was a fair maiden you had to win the handoff, right?
There wasn't really a fair maiden on offer. There was a
She
couple
cost
of
extra
players, I think,
per hour.
But yeah, no, I played in the Hastaloo for the Oz 30K campaign, which is an event that Dono runs. It's based on a variant of the Imperial Knight Renegade rules, but basically smattering in a bunch of 7th edition last time and 8th edition this time to try and make it into more of a tabletop war game than, a board game.
Yeah.
But it's kind of based on the 15th century tournament styles that people used to fight. So, there's only Imperial Knights are allowed in the tournament. There's an event that's the duel tournament. There's an event that's a joust tournament. There's like a grand melee where all the knights go in and fight each other at once. I ran like a party arms, which was a special event that I designed to run as a side thing just for people to do. And we also had like this crazy hunt thing that Dono ran, which had like special rules and was all hunting like a giant beast to get the trophies for it. And it was really cool.
Yeah, I do like the idea behind that.
How many knights do you need? I have one.
You can do it with just one. Like a bunch of the players only had one knight. People like me and Dono brought along like, a half dozen to lend to people in case they showed up who wanted a knight.
You have half a dozen knights? What?
In the chapter of Bruges, there's Renegade Knight rules coming out as well, so you can do your Chaos Knights for your Nurgle Force or something like that as well. So that's
Yeah.
the chapter of Bruges. So
Cool.
something else coming out?
Nice. No, it sounds good. Like, yeah, full jousting. How does that work? You do run-bys?
Well, the Imperial Knight Renegade uses like activations and phases and stuff for how you choose. So both players secretly decide, I'm going to do a run move, then I'm going to do an advance move, and then they both do that. And then your next one, you're like, oh, this turn I'm going to turn my shields on, and then I'm going to do a charge move. And so you kind of don't know exactly how close you're going to be and when you're going to have to pull the charge off.
Nice.
So it's kind of cool. There's a little bit of trickiness involved.
I suddenly got an image of this knight going, "Hooga!" and just trying an uppercut. Hooga! Another one, pulls on fire! Sorry.
But yeah, there were some cool ones. Like my party arms, I had like, basically are you the hunter or the hunted, and whoever wanted to challenge it had to either fight a pack of armigers at once in a cityscape, or they had to fight one-on-one with a Dominus and try and outmaneuver it. Which was
Yeah,
kind of interesting.
yeah. No, that sounds cool.
It was the Valiant Dominus. It wasn't a Castellan. That would have been silly. But yeah, it was pretty cool. Like, it was a fun event over 2 days, just hanging out. I took along a bunch of mead so that we could drink mead whilst playing knights. And all the prizes were like these canvases that you can see one of them hanging on my wall behind me, which were designed by a local artist based on authentic 15th century tapestries, but with imperial knights instead of knights.
Can you see it? Can we see it?
You can kind of see it in the background. I'll grab the joust one so people can see it.
There you go.
So,
See that, listeners? Can you see that, listeners?
yeah, listeners. Picture is a picture of a blue knight and a red knight
Yes.
hitting it on.
And it is good.
And there goes the picture.
Well, you don't have the other mark here, so someone's got to do it.
There was rough knight penetration going on.
What are they holding in their head?
Oh dear. What is Attack Chicken? Please change the subject, Attack Chicken.
So did anybody else play any games?
No, I played some, obviously some Kill Team, which I think I've still got your Death Watch book here, by the way, Anthony. If you've been looking for it, maybe after you got smashed, you haven't been.
Dare to be
Alright, your codex, yay!
pretty much nearly put the entire force on eBay after that.
Well.
The flyers, so.
Alright, well, I won't go into any ladders and stuff because I think we'll have the end of year stuff and we'll do all that then. So we'll have our quick ad break and then we'll get into the topic of the month. What have you done for me lately, GW? Like what you're hearing? So do we.
You scream out in the night.
Who is this, you say?
You speak so silently.
Storyboard concept.
Oh,
Want to hear more?
anytime that you want.
Go to storyboardconcept.bandcamp.com. Need your board game fix? What about a new family game to entertain the kids? Head over to Rollers Board Games at rollersboardgames.com or look them up on Facebook. Board games, card games, party games, you name it, we've got it. If we don't, we'll do our best to get it. Rollers Board Games. Alright, we are back. And I hope you had that lovely talk-over voice with Mark trying to do his own advert on top. That's very good. People not realising you can still be heard. I can still hear you. Stop it. Hi, how you going? Look, I recommend, thanks to the sponsors, I recommend for Christmas to get onto Rollers Board Games. They have some great deals going on at the moment. And speaking of, I've got some new games myself, so there is a game night coming up soon, boys and girls. Oh, and not that I've spoken to you guys yet, but we have been offered to host game nights and stream it on Twitch for Rollerboard Games. If you guys are interested, we can do that on a fairly regular basis to game test some games. How's that sound?
That'd be kind of cool.
Sounds cool as long as I'm in town.
Well, you're out. That should be good. So that'll probably happen in 2019.
In 2019.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, yes. Can you please make an announcement, Michael?
Coming in 2019, wobbly players play board games.
And I need a sound effect for dice rolling down a hill or something. Yeah. There you go. Alright, let's get to some serious business, because that's what we're all about. Right, I'm glad you practiced being a sellout. Yeah! Thanks, Attack Chicken.
Hey, it's it's your boy, Board Games Shill 2019 here.
I haven't got the shirt yet. Then I'll. All right. So, what have you done for me lately, GW? What have you done for me lately, GW? What are we? Okay, we'll start off with at a rating. How are they gone? Good, bad, indifferent, brilliant.
I reckon they've done pretty well this year, actually.
Yeah,
I didn't say pretty well. I said good, bad, indifferent, brilliant.
I'm leaning to good. I'm leaning to good.
Leaning to good.
Different at the moment.
Poor
Not
Deathwatch.
not everything I've liked, but I mean the pace of releases has just been breakneck. Like this is unheard of. 14 codexes in a year is just
Orcs,
staggering.
Takari, Deathwatch,
Yeah.
Knights, Space Wolves, Tower, Custodians, Thousand Suns, Elder, Chaos Demons, Blood Angels, Dark Angels, Chaos Demons, and Harlequins.
Yeah, like when they said, "Oh yeah, no, trust us, we'll smash out the codexes, it'll be fine." I think everybody rolled their eyes and was like, "Yeah, right, Games Workshop, whatever you say." But they have knocked that shit out of the park. Like,
Yeah,
They still make
smashed it.
October Sabbath.
October.
Other than October.
You can pre-order in October. Come on.
Yeah, but it was supposed to be October, not Proctober.
No, October. That's terrible.
Yeah, look, I think rules-wise, I've felt a bit indifferent about some of the changes that have happened, especially the beta rules, which I haven't chapter approved yet. So the no deep strike first turn, that type of stuff, has affected every single one of my armies quite a lot and how I play. So I felt a bit indifferent about those changes. I felt the gunline armies became incredibly powerful. You know, if you could just there and shoot, and the rest of the armies had to slog across the field to get you, especially Tyranids, which my Tyranids don't have a lot shooting. They're very close combat. It was really quite a hard slog to do that, and took away a little bit of what I thought was the theme of being a deep strike force. My idea of a deep strike force is you come in first turn without the people actually knowing you're there. You really just smash in and go, "Hi, look at these kids."
Yeah, see, that's where you and I are different, because I think the deep strike is a reserve thing, so that's where the people on the ground, it's a quick call on the reserves, and that's when they come in. That's how I see the deep strike rules work, and the reserves rule work, because what that class is, they put into reserve. So
I think, like so many things, you know, there is a fluffy, great idea for an
Oh,
army
yeah.
that it's cool, and then tournament players fuck it up.
oh yeah, it's all their fault.
People went, "Oh, we can do what? Slam, slam, slam!" And
No, it's
there's
true.
people like, that is not how it's supposed to work.
Yeah.
The drop pods in 7, where people were just dropping pods all over the field and blocking access. You couldn't move.
Yeah,
within
couldn't
the
move
inch
through
without
'em.
charging
Yeah.
them. And,
Yeah.
you know, that just killed it. It was just so hard. But look, I played a few games with the beta rules, and I began to enjoy it a bit more. Mostly with Tyranids, I've enjoyed playing them a lot more. And now I play Custodians, and look, really nothing else compares. So,
Hey up, Gordon Rudd.
and now they're going to be a bit cheaper. They're going to be really cool. So, yeah, Custodians are the best.
Well, I think it's been impressive. I listen to other podcasts. Oh, apparently, there's other podcasts at 40k. Don't listen to them. Listen to us only. And hear them talk more about the tournaments and scenes and stuff like that. And I think, as you said, the rules have been changed. Is it being changed to? Oh, here comes. Yeah, thank you, Attack Chicken, with your putting stress on the podcast stream pod thing bot. Hi, I will edit that. I don't know where I was going. Please, Mark, talk so I can figure out what I was doing.
Saying that Games Workshop was responding to the tournament scene,
Oh, yeah.
casual scene.
Well, I don't know if it's. I don't think there's enough tournament players to change rules to make it just for them, because there are a hell of a lot more casual players out there than there would be tournament players. Tournament players.
I think
yeah.
the problem is, though, like, if you change it for the tournament players, then kind of they're the forward-facing kind of visible.
Oh, they're all
loud.
see. They're the stats you see and
And
stuff like that.
If you make the casuals happy, they don't talk about it. The tournament players are the ones who make their voices heard.
I think we've seen some meta changes throughout the year, with Orcs interrupting a few things, and as you said, drop pods or deep strike being changed and things like that. But when was the last time you heard Games Workshop ask for feedback and then act on it?
Never before this, ever really.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And even-
to be honest.
Even to the point, you years ago, I remember emailing them about a question. I think you and I had some game, Greg, and got feedback. It was like, just do what you want, really. Come on.
One interesting thing I've noticed is the game seems to have lost a bit of the variety in the sides. Like, if you look at all the new codexes that have been released, they all sort of follow the same formula. You have your side, and then you have the sub-factions, and each sub-faction gets certain rules and stuff, and it's just lost some of that asymmetry that it used to have back in 7th.
Well, some of the more recent codexes have had a little bit more of that. Like, I think the Drukhari one is real wacky, isn't it?
Yeah, with the cabals that they've got. So you've got,
I'm not 100% sure what they do. I just know.
Oh, you got the three cabals,
their
the homunculus,
army construction is different.
Yeah, homunculus, the cabal, and the witches. But you don't generally have all three of them in one army. You sort of, if you focus on one, you get different ways. So it's, and they're definitely a scouting force. If you do, you can have 3 patrol armies and stuff. So they have a bit more flavour to them. Yeah. The Space Wolves, I thought was a great way how, even though they missed the print of the book, how they do the sagas instead of just having a warlord trait. It was, if I do something cool, you're going to be impressed about it and act tougher. So.
Yeah. And I think, we've already discussed the Sisters Beta Codex, but, one of the things I've heard about what they're doing about that is they're actually seeking feedback on these rules.
Yeah.
They actually do want people to provide feedback and say, look, this doesn't work, this works. And this will go into the Codex, when it's released next year, I assume. But it's, I think this is really a positive move for Games Workshop to actually be doing this stuff and actually engaging with their clients who spend a lot of time thinking about this and spending money on this and everything else. And, it's a really good business model for them, I think, for actually to engage with their clients, their community, really.
And they've been proactive about it, and it's been fantastic. They're getting behind tournaments. Not we don't play tournaments because we're too good for that.
You drink too much beer.
But they are getting behind tournaments, and so the ITC rules and ATC rules are recognised everywhere and stuff like that. But they listen. That's the weirdest part. That's never happened before.
Yeah,
Well,
normally
like,
it's just suck it.
Yeah. Oh, look at the FAQs. For the Codex comes out, people play it, give feedback, and they release an FAQ.
Yeah.
I would like to see the FAQs coming out as part of the chapter approved, though.
I agree.
Weird.
Well,
that
it's true.
GW
GW listen.
always going for them.
Yeah.
Well, but yeah, like, to harken back to a previous topic about the specialist games, one of the things I was bitching about was the release schedule they had for the way they were doing Gang War. And since then, they've gone like, here's this book, which has got like all the Gang War stuff in it.
Sorry, I'm laughing because Attack Chicken's gone, GW listening, oh god, it's the end of times!
But
That's Age of Sigma, mate. So.
And I was kind of complaining at the time about how they kind of changed, they changed Horse midstream kind of thing. But thinking about it, they're probably just responding to people like me bitching about the way they were doing the release schedule.
Well, I had a nice chat with a certain staff member at Warhammer about the specialist games and the weird way they release things. The Necromunders and the Blood Bowls, that's a specialist company who have a team of about 15, where Kill Team has the entire 40k background, and so they can release everything all at once.
I understand that they're separate studios and stuff, but that's Games Workshop's problem, not mine.
That's
so
true.
I'll complain about the
No,
fact that they've
I won't stop
do
you
it
for
that way.
complaining.
You know. But like Blood Bowl was the same thing. Like they originally started doing like the Spike magazines, and they had like the Death Zone Season 1, Death Zone Season 2, but they've released like an almanac now. It's got everything. So they've done the same thing, seemingly, that they did with Necromunda. Started off doing drips and drabs, and then they've done,
Full version.
this is all of the collected stuff.
Yeah.
So I think they have, like, I was complaining about it before, but now that you mentioned the feedback thing, I think they're listening to feedback. And that's actually good. It's changed my thinking on it.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Have you moved more away from, they've done alright, to good? Oh, you said good. It's the one at Mark's the one we've got to convince. Yeah. Listen to one of us.
Ask me again next week when I see chapter approved. I might change my
Well, apart from all the codexes, they've released Age of Sigmar 2nd Edition, 2018, General's Handbook and Nurgle Demons for Age of Sigmar. See, we're all excited about that. They brought out 4 new boxes. The 40k Forge Bane, that was with Admech and G-Steelers. No, that's the Knights. That's right. Sorry.
Oh no, the Warglaives.
Four Glaives. Yep.
They were cool. I like.
Yeah, Tooth and Claw, which Space Marines, Space Wolves and Eldar.
I tried to buy.
No.
No, Tooth and Claw was Space Marines and G-Steel.
That's right. Wake the Dead, that's for the Eldar. Wake the
Saw
Dead was
that.
Eldar and more Marines, wasn't it? Yeah, it was released in October, so they brought out Eldar and Marines.
That's why it was Eldar and Marines, obviously. Or could be.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
And it looks like they're bringing out one for Slanesh and Khorne.
Yeah, Wrath and Rapture.
Wrath and
They did like a preview of it today, and I'm buying the shit out of that.
Because I've been wondering about that, because Nurgle's been getting a lot of love, but nobody
Yeah,
else.
like-
And they did.
It was
Nurgle
just
got a
like-
lot of love
Slanesh,
for the release
which
of.
I liked.
Yeah, Nurgle got a lot of love in release of 8th edition, but Thousand Sons had their time. Khorne needs a time. Slanesh needs some love,
Yeah.
which is kind of weird. But yeah,
Even just Chaos Space Marines.
Yeah.
those
Yeah,
pansies.
I really. They need some new models. So the ones in Blackstone Fortress look pretty cool.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
do.
so
Special game. And I look at that really excites me because I want to paint different things. I don't want to just paint an army anymore. I want to paint models to take my interest. So I'll probably get that and paint up all those different figures just to use different techniques and different color schemes and stuff like that. So I'm sick of red, I'm sick of black, and I'm sick of grey.
Well, I mean, like, that's basically how I ended up with so many demons, because I started buying a bit of everything for Warhammer Quest.
Yeah.
And then I started buying a bit of all the new stuff for Warhammer Quest Silver Tower, and the next thing you know, I've got 7,500 points of bloody demons.
Yeah, so I think Blackstone Fortress is on the purchase list. It looks like fun. It's something you can play by. I understand it's one player game. You know, you can do it
Can
yourself.
play it one
or
player, yeah.
Yeah, so you can set it up and play. But you know, I think it's something you'd set up and play a bit, and then come back to it later on and keep on going. And just have a little campaign of it and see what.
my other hobby progress is I'm building a table which will have a recess, so when you finish the game, well, you haven't finished the game, you'll be able to put a lid on it and still access the table. That's my next project.
How deep is it, man? Because my knights...
The knights will have to piss off, so... or cut them off at the legs.
You could just have a really thick table.
Duh.
Around there where they were at the end of the game.
Yeah, drill a hole and just fit them in. Yeah, yeah, that's
No,
my...
I'm kidding. I'm looking at a new house that has a double garage, so I can actually set a table up. So you know.
That's the dedication to our hobby, people.
I'm still going to take all my mountain bikes, all my camping gear, and my full drive, but that's over in the corner.
Gotta say, that's my biggest motivation for wanting a new house, so I have like a dedicated gaming space.
Right.
And a second toilet.
His kitchen bench was built specifically for the right size so you could game on it. I mean, that is so cool.
Near the fridge. Yep, that works.
Random top bench top, 6x4, good to roll.
Built-in scenery.
Got a table.
Right up until your missus puts a microwave on it or something.
That's just
That's
impossible terrain. Come on.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, just utilise it in the scenery of the game.
Oh dear.
This figure gets nuked with the microwave.
Come attack my Breville fort.
That's what happens when you fail a psych. Yeah. Perils of the Warp. That's what it is.
Get microwaved.
Are you sure you want to roll those dice?
It'd be really bad if you had the metal models.
Eldritch Storm! Anyway.
So,
Right.
Yeah, what have they done? So they've also released Adapters Titanicus, Kill Team, Speed Freaks, Blackstone Fortress. What other? We just did this last podcast. Was Necromunda this year?
Pretty much all of it. Yeah, there was a bunch. Well, Necromunda came out like November last year.
Oh,
and
right.
most of the releases were this year.
Yeah.
House of Art came out from Necromunda.
Yes,
Yeah.
mine arrived today.
Yeah, previous White Dwarf. Yeah, it's cool. Reading the rules.
Oh, that
I'd like.
I was supposed to buy that.
Well, that's the other thing they brought
Yeah.
back is White Dwarf.
Yeah,
Does anyone get White Dwarf?
yeah, yeah. I get it. I get every month because the painting guys are really good. So that's, and I like the blank tissue.
Ventutu.
I can't pronounce it. It's one of their regular, one of the designers, one of the painters, and he does really cool
Yeah,
conversion
the
stuff.
John Blanche section.
From Blanche, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just, thematic little military armies, campaign games, small forces.
Sorry, I'm just getting a little disturbed. You're in a dirty hotel, looking at a magazine with a big smile on your face. Now you show us the pictures. I don't want to see that.
Yeah, that centerfold. Look at the Blanche hit through on that one.
he can still turn the.
All right,
pages.
kiddies, it's time to go to bed. It's too late. Too late. Oh, it's not funny.
So yeah, so it's been quite a lot. It's been a massive year for GW.
It's huge.
I can't remember any year where this much stuff has sort of come out
Well, look
in
at
one massive year.
It's not just Codex in those games, it's all the new models as well. It's just been insane.
And I mean, we haven't even covered any of the Age of Sigmar and other stuff like that coming out
Yeah.
either.
Yeah.
There was
So-
like the whole, the Idoneth Deep King, the bloody
Yeah,
fish
that was
elves,
very nice.
the Daughters of Cain, all the new witch elves with the Medusas and the crazy stuff,
Yeah.
all the cool new Night Gaunts. Like, they've released a lot of cool stuff. Like, they're both.
Ships.
Yeah, well, were they this year or were they last? I can't
Which
remember.
ones?
The Cadron Overlords.
The dwarf,
Yeah.
Caradon, or whatever they've, with the
I
blimps.
feel like they were last year. Not sure. It's hard to tell. There's been so much stuff.
And I really like the other thing that I've noticed is that they're very much doubling down on plastic models.
Yeah.
I hate Finecast, and if I never buy another Finecast model ever again, that is a good thing in my book. And just seeing all the new releases basically coming out in plastic is fantastic.
Really? What, is that the slogan? New releases in plastic. It's
unintentionally.
fantastic. Are you a Barbie girl?
Move along, people.
Oh, no. Well, yeah, I think they've done well. The FAQs alone, just answering those questions and
Well,
just
I mean, that's
and
like
tidying up those.
with like the thing and the Blood Bowl almanacs, they've included the previous FAQs and stuff for
Yeah.
White Dwarf and shit like that.
I do have one request of them, really, is that it'd be nice if they could integrate these updates to the like the rules into the rule book or some other way, so that you don't have to carry 2 chapter approves, the rule book, your codex, and then a printout of whatever the points changes are, and you know what I mean. It seems to be that you're carrying 5 different versions of stuff.
Yeah, I've got mixed feelings on that because the rule book itself, the actual rules is 8 pages, right? Once, apart from trying to set up the deployment and know what you're doing, but the rules itself is pretty small. So you can take that small piece of paper, that cardboard lift out that they did.
Yeah.
Having the FAQs online means they can change it whenever they want and not have to release a new book. So if something comes up, like, we've got the FAQs from 2017, they did the 18, and all they did is tacked it on to the previous years in magenta.
Yeah, but as I said, it'd be nice if they rolled it all into one package, so that at the end of the year I could just grab the latest rule set, and I've got all the FAQ, all the chapter approved, all of that in one package, so that I'm not carrying half a dozen things to keep track of if I want to play the latest set.
Just know the rules, damn it.
I think that's what they're experimenting with Necromunda, because that's what they've done. They've released a book which is all of the errata included, all of the rules, everything.
Yeah. Well, that could be future.
Sigmar as well. They've updated the rules and changed it slightly within the general rules handbook. I don't know enough about it, but it sounds like that was done on the basis of FAQs and stuff like that as well. So we'll do it for 40k eventually.
And because the rules are only 8 pages long, it can't be that hard to spit something out that's just the rules.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Well, yeah. Well, that's what, as Anthony said earlier, chapter approved feels that should be that book.
Yeah. Put the FAQs.
Or at least the option of it, because if you have to buy that, if you're going to keep changing rules and add them and put them in chapter approved, that chapter approved book's going to get very, very thick. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that $50 book will then become an $80 book, which will then become a box set. Then it'll become the movie, which will be transferred into a TV series.
Isn't that the stated goal of the chapter approved? It's supposed to be, here's your yearly update to get you up to date.
Yeah.
So it should have all of the rules as relevant for the current play.
Yeah, but it doesn't.
You just grab chapter approved, and that's the only book you need to play a game of 8 other than your codex.
Yeah.
That would be ideal.
They could add the core rules to chapter approved each time. As Mark says, there's only 8 pages with the update.
Yeah.
That would work. I mean, that would work fine. And, then you've got your slimmer rule book, which is, face it, the rule book is full of fluff.
So you're saying it's basically, it's replacing your rule book without the fluff.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the fluff. It's just that...
Yeah, you do.
It's nice to be able to have a single source of truth rather than going, I've got to check my chapter approved 2018.
It would also make it easier for players who, I don't know your army very well, but if it's all in one book, I know what's changed.
Yeah, I don't know how it works for the points changes though.
Well,
they're all approved. So all the point changes are listed for each unit that gets a change, as far as I can see.
But it's the ones that get the change. They need to get that army builder. If they don't want us to use the battle scribes of the world, they need to bring out their own, and they need to do it now. Now I noticed the kill team. There they go. They brought a kill team one out, and it's actually pretty good because you can actually use it for your campaign as well. So you can list all your abilities. So they can do that with a 40k one. That will resolve that point stuff because you can't argue with them.
Just have the latest points.
That's it.
I guess Games Workshop doesn't want Battlescribe used just as using their data, I guess.
Yeah.
But, Battlescribe seems to keep up with the points pretty well.
Yeah. And there's other out there. ITC uses a different one, and ATC uses a different one. I think actually now they're starting to use the same one. I can't remember what it's called. Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
I think it's all good.
Yeah, look, I'm surprised GW hasn't bought out one. I mean, if something that maybe you get access with your codex, you buy a codex and you get access to the builder. It'd just be great.
If it's not outrageously priced, the subscription would work for me. But if it's outrageously priced, okay, no.
I mean, even if they just gave you like a sticker that you just put over your points values in your codex.
Yep.
Well, you hear people are drawing in their codex and stuff like that just to scribble it out.
Yeah.
One guy does white out, so when it changes to the next one, he can scratch the white out and then draw it again. So instead
It all
of
goes back. You know,
yeah,
scratch it all off.
oh, they should keep doing sticker and sticker and sticker. Yeah.
One guy has all the running tally of all the point changes I saw on YouTube. So he's got the original points, and then it went down the last chapter approved, and then it's gone down again in this chapter approved. And he, you know, see, well, it used to be this much, and now they're this much. This is so cool.
Everything is free. They knew they didn't want power points, so they didn't want power level.
More convocations for everybody.
Alright, so we have done our hour, so we should wrap up. And basically, one sentence, your thoughts on what has GW done for you lately, Mark?
Yeah, codexes, new releases, cool models, pretty much everything that we've been wanting them to do for the last, 20 years?
Yeah, that'll be a sentence, sure. Michael?
New Necromunda, new Knights. I'm pretty stoked. They've done well this year.
Anthony?
Lots of new models, lots of cool new models. Blackstone Fortress, lots of different things to try and paint. So yeah, cool.
Greg? Oh, that's me. Shit. They've been engaging, they've been proactive, and listening to us, and we've seen the changes, and for the most, they've been for the better. There you go.
Yep.
That sounds pretty good. Well, that's our topic.
A
Couple
couple episodes ago, I
episodes.
thought we'd be so positive.
Yeah, you should have.
It's Christmas.
A few years back.
Yeah. There's the GW Santa standing behind us. No, we're nice. We're nice. So we'll wrap it up. Yes. Remember, you can catch us on, obviously, Twitch, because /Redbelly. This is where we're doing our podcast recording right now. You can listen to the podcast on iTunes, Spotify with Blank. You guys are meant to help me out there. we do stuff, yeah. And most podcast players. Sorry? You can also.
40K.
Apparently, we do stuff, but yeah, we talk about. What am I looking for? The actual. If you wanted to go, wobblyplayersyndrome.buzzsprout.com is the direct link to our podcast. Also, check us out on Facebook, which is /RLG4K 40K. Get it right. Yeah, Instagram at RLG40K, or you could follow myself, which is at RedBellyBlack. That sounded confident. Guys, you want to promote anything of yours or anyone else's?
Yeah, I heard this group of players were running this big apocalypse game soon that didn't get mentioned.
Oh, because we talk about our social media and then we talk about next meet.
Oh,
You're jumping the gun.
It sounded like we were wrapping up.
Did sound like we're wrapping up. We should talk about this weekend. We're having a small get-together. Take it away, Michael.
A mere 14,000 points aside, right?
It is the Imperium currently sitting at 13,066 points, and the rest are sitting at 11,706 points.
You get that,
I
Chaos?
can leave
Get
my
your
knife
stick
home if you want me to.
We have more players, but less points. So no, it should be great. We are going. It's 10 o'clock is when we're starting down at Jolt. If you wanted to come and watch us, good luck with that.
I'll bring you all my great nights. I'm so excited.
Oh my god! So,
I'm going to bring a big pile of actual knights.
oh
Who
god!
are you playing for, Michael? Are you Imperium or you?
No, the three of you are the Imperial Force.
Yeah!
I'm,
Great night. awesome.
I was kind of open to being like this swing because I'm like, well, I can do a massive army of whichever side.
That's
so-
right.
But there were enough people for me to play as the knights, so I'm going
Yes.
to play knights.
Michael does swing both
You need me
ways.
to bring my knight, Michael, just for one more.
I'm bringing Bobby G, so it'll be re-rolls for everybody.
Reroll to
Oh.
everybody.
So, Anthony and I are catching up tomorrow afternoon. Where are we at? Pot Belly? For at 5:30 to work out how it's going to be run. So, if you two are available, you are welcome to piss off. No, you can come down too. It'll cost you 1 pint of beer.
Woohoo! Like
Light beer? Oh, I can't drink that much.
It should have been an awesome day. I did check the business hours of Jolt, and they don't close to 7, so we still might be kicked out.
yeah, we might be set up by then.
It's going to be huge. There are options. I've seen games that have done this sort of points, 10,000 points, where they split it over 2 tables and with teleporters. So if you want to get to the other table, you actually have to get to a teleport. And the teleport doesn't always take you to the same teleport you want to go to.
I'll be right. I've got Gate and Infinity on everyone, so I'll be just jumping.
Yeah.
around.
Otherwise, yeah. If we can get, I have talked to Lewis already, and we'll either have 2 tables out in the main room, or we'll have one of the enclosed rooms dedicated just for us.
Woohoo!
Yes. And
Cameras.
cameras. We will have cameras. We will have laptops to record the cameras. So yes, we should be able to stream at least parts of the day. So stay tuned for that one. That is this Saturday. The enter date here.
15.
15. Thank you. Shut up. We're right. 10 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. There you go. I got that part right. Otherwise, watch our Instagram. Hello, how are you? There you go. Spawner Chaos right there.
Hi.
Yeah. My little nurgling. I want to get on TV. She couldn't help.
What is she? It's your nurgling. What is she doing Saturday? I need someone to help carry my pelican. So that's going to be awesome. There's at least 7 of us playing. Haven't heard from a couple of players, so I'll count them out at the moment. So it should be fun. If you can catch us, do so. It should be awesome.
Rest one.
Rest one. Alright, so that's the next meet, and that would be the last one for the year. So Battle of the Ages 2018.
Hey,
Yeah. We'll come up with some creative now, I'm sure.
Not guaranteed expires 20.
2018 was an age.
Yeah.
It's a very short one.
We are all an age.
Alright, let's get out of here, folks. So, we shall leave you to it. Our next podcast will probably be late January, not early January, because of, well, we're probably on holidays and stuff like that. No, we've got some... Oh, we might be available. There you go. I know I'm away.
working.
I'm away for the first week of January, so if you guys want a podcast without me, sod you.
Would work.
Just wind up drinking beer.
Join us next week for the Bootleg Podcast.
Look, and this is episode 10, and I've had a lot of fun, and I can't wait for next year to do it. And thank you guys for joining in. I hope you've had fun.
Yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, listeners, I hope you've had... I know Tack Chilkin's had fun laughing at us and trying to break my bot.
Get on a poor defenseless chatbot.
This poor bugger. Alright, folks, let's call it. If you want to see me on Twitch, I'll be on Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, and then I don't know what I'll do from there. If you don't watch me, that's fine too. I won't take it personally. Alright, folks. Mark, sign us out.
Alright, catch us next time.
Michael,
Join us next month for more Wobbly Player Adventures.
I've got to do him last.
Yes.
Anthony,
Great night for the win.
me, woo! And back to Michael to really shut us down.
And actually, back there. this back for next month for more Wobbly Players Adventures this time, because I did it at the wrong time last time, so do it this time, right, yeah?
Good night!
Right!